Good morning. This is Lorraine Cohen, and today I want to talk to you about that topic of you are enough. This is an area that I find so many people struggling. In fact, a couple of years ago, I was listening to a wonderful video by a woman by the name of Little Grandmother. And one of the things that she said was that one of the greatest wounds that humanity suffers is believing that they're not good enough. And so, what a perfect topic to be talking about today, especially if that's something that you struggle with. This idea that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not doing enough, and this constant feeling of having to do more can be very painful. So one of the questions that I've asked clients over the years and also asked myself is, how would you know when you did enough? How would you know when you finally arrived and could say and take a breath, I have finally done enough? Would you be able to answer that? And of the hundreds of people I've posed that question to, no one has been able to answer that. I have not even been able to answer that. And what I realized was the only time that you can truly feel that you've done enough is when you say, I have done enough. When you've done everything that you can, when you've said everything that you can say, when there is nothing more that you can think to do or be in that moment or in the course of your day, it's up to you to say, it's enough for now. It's enough for today. Many years ago, I had the privilege of being an addictions counselor in a recovery center, and I worked with about 6 groups a week doing very deep emotional healing work. We worked on self-love and forgiveness and connecting more deeply with their soul essence. And at the end of the groups, we would gather in a circle, we would say the serenity prayer, and we would end with, I know I'm somebody special because God don't make no junk. And just feel into that for a moment. If you truly believe and have tapped into the experience of having that soul connection, that beautiful awareness of this presence that lives in you, as you, and through you, then you're invited to remember that you are a perfect reflection of Source. And in that truth, you are invited to remember that you are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You are perfect as you are right now in this moment. I invite you to take a breath on that. Maybe even put your hand over your heart and take several breaths and say to yourself, I am enough. I am enough. I do enough. And just breathe into that. I do enough. And I have enough. I have enough. How does that feel? Sometimes we need that reminder that in this experience, as that divine reflection, that how could we be anything less than enough? Is there a desire to grow and evolve and to step into the next and highest expression and version of ourselves? Absolutely. But before we can do that, we're invited to remember that in every moment, how we show up at our best is enough. We set the rules. We run the game. So when you question how magnificent you are, I invite you to consider this question. What if everything that you believe and judge about yourself to be wrong, bad, and unlovable is what makes you the most beautiful, the most valuable to yourself and to those whose lives you touch? And if that's true, what then is possible? So as you go through your day, I encourage you to come back to that knowingness of your perfection, of your enoughness. Rest and breathe into that again and again, so that in time, the question of whether you are good enough becomes a foreign concept because you are anchored so deeply in who you are. Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear your comments or questions. You can contact me at lorrainecohen.com. So until next time, have a beautiful day.